The Kola Borehole was sealed up for a reason. Written by What Has Ended. Have any of you ever heard of the Kola Borehole? It's the deepest hole humanity has ever dug. The borehole is over 1,200 meters deep. It happened during the space race, where America and the Soviet Union were also in competition to dig down. Now, unlike the space race, the Soviets won, creating the Kola Superdeep Borehole. Now, if you don't know, after the digging race, or whatever it was called, they sealed off the borehole, and it wasn't even complete. Yet it wasn't finished for a reason. If you haven't heard the stories, I'll give you a rundown of what the stories are. Pretty much, the miners down there heard the screams of the damned. Now, I personally think that that's bogus. Now, on to the reason on why I'm saying this. Now, when I said that the borehole was sealed off, I didn't mean completely. I got a tip from a stranger in a town near the borehole, which is in Russia, by the way. Anyway, he said that there is a natural opening, or a cave, if you will, near it, which would lead you down into the borehole. And that is where I'm heading. What I'm going to do is create a journal or a diary of some sort to document my findings in the borehole and find out what actually happened in there. Right now, it's April 6th, so I'll end this journey around April 9th, as I'm going to do a deep investigation into this borehole. Right now, I'm driving to the borehole. It's pretty isolated, so it's pretty hard to get in there, so it'll probably be another hour or two. I'll update this when I get there. Entry 1. I made it to the borehole, and man, does it not disappoint. The thing may be run down and be decaying, but it's not the surface that I'm interested in. It's the cave that I'm most interested in. I'm going to the entrance of the cave and set up camp there. Then I'll explore the surface and see what I can find. After that, it's on into the cave. Entry 2. I made it to the cave. It's pretty big. Not too small, but not too big. Just right. I set up my camp next to it and already explored the surface. There's not much to say, it's just a bunch of debris. So now, with all of that out of the way, the only other thing to do is to go down into the cave. I'll update you later when I make it into the borehole. Entry 3. I made it to the borehole. The cave wasn't that long, just a little climbing, but other than that, it was easy. Now, on to the borehole. It is quite interesting. I didn't really expect it to look like this. It is a circular ramped hole with a deep hole in the middle. Think of a well, but its rim is sloped down and has some doors and rooms on the side. And that is the borehole. It's extremely dark. When I got in here, I came into a room with some chairs and tables, probably a break area of some sort. There was a door and I opened it and I saw what I described. I'm going to go down until I find something interesting. Entry 4. So, I was going down into the borehole and I got tired, as anyone would, and I found another room. So I went in and it was similar to the first one and I sat down on a chair to catch my breath. While I was sitting, I heard something. I can't explain what I heard, but I can explain what I saw. It was a sort of black cloud or something. Like when you smoke a cigarette and the smoke blows around. It was like that, but it was pure black. It was so dark that it was darker than the background. Luckily, I have a breathing mask, so if it starts to spread, then I'll put it on. I'm not sure what that thing is, but it isn't going to stop me. I'm still going to go down. Entry 5. Alright, so I'm at around 5,000 meters deep, and like I expected, the air is getting pretty thin. Luckily, I have a mask so I can keep going down for a day. That's how much oxygen is in there. So I'm going to go down, and again I'm going to update this if I find anything interesting. Entry 6. Remember that black smoke from before? I think that it's following me. Yes, I know that that sounds crazy, but it's true. While I was going down, I looked back and I saw it again, and it moved back. Like when someone leans behind a wall when they see you see them. I kept on going, and then I saw it in front of me. It was next to one of those rooms, and when I saw it, it went in there. So I'm not going into that room. But yet again, I am still going to go to the bottom no matter what. Entry 7. So, it's been an hour since my last update. I am now down at 11,000 meters deep. Only around 1,000 to go until I get to the bottom. To give the miners credit, it is hot down here. It's so hot that I can charge my phone automatically. Not really, but you get the point. Anyway, I'm almost there. Entry 8. Something is wrong. I got to 12,000 meters, right to the very bottom, but when I got there, I was met with something interesting. Another bolt. There is something under that, and I'm going to find out. I brought dynamite with me, so guess what? I'm going to find out. Entry 9. That was a mistake. I didn't collapse the borehole, but after I opened the bolt, that black smoke started to pour out. I ran up as fast as I could, but inevitably, it caught up with me. I have my mask on, but I'm not sure how long I will last like this. My only hope is to get back to the cave. Hopefully, I'll get there soon. Update 10. Okay guys, Insomnia here. Update 10 simply reads, "No exit" in Russian. There's more to come, so check back later. Don't Leave the Kola Borehole. Written by What Has Ended. Entry 11. I have made mistakes in my life before, but nothing compares to what I have done. After my last entry, I went back to the surface, but by the time I got there, I realized something. If I leave, I would release this black smoke into the world. I saw the cave, and it was small. You need to crawl out of it. So I have done something that I regret, but it was necessary to save everyone from this. I'm now trapped in here until I die. I only have 3 hours until my oxygen runs out. So, 3 hours until my inevitable suffocation. Entry 12. 2 hours until the oxygen runs out. The cave is sealed off from what remains of my dynamite. I am now trapped in here with the smoke. Entry 13. 1 hour until the oxygen runs out. I'm so sorry about everything. I shouldn't have come here. Entry 14. 1 minute until the oxygen runs out. This is it. I'm about to take my mask off and breathe in the stuff that I've been in for so long. I'm sorry. Entry 15. 1 hour after taking off my mask and I'm still alive. I don't think that this stuff does anything. Thank goodness, I thought that I was going to die. The bad news is that I'm now trapped in this place. Entry 16. Okay, I've got some good news. I looked around the place and I found a map of the borehole. It turns out that there's some welding equipment around the bottom levels and some explosives in the middle. I'm not sure if I should ever use the explosives. Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably a bad idea because I might collapse the entire roof of this and then release this smoke, which, even if it doesn't do anything, I still don't know what it does or what it is. So, I guess it's the welding equipment, which I hoped that I wouldn't have to go to, but if I want to get out of here, I need to go down there again. Hopefully it's still there and it still works. Entry 17. Alright, so I'm about a quarter of the way down there, and I think that the gas actually does something. I'm starting to hear screams or roars of some sort. It's probably my mind going insane or hallucinations from the smoke, but nonetheless, it's not changing this. I just need to get that welding equipment and get out of here. Entry 18. Halfway through, and I think that it's going to stay this way. Why? Well, I was hearing the screams, and now I know what it's coming from. It's coming from a thicker smoke. Weird, right? Have you ever heard of brine? Brine is pretty much thicker water. Well, that is what the smoke was. A thicker smoke in a smoke, and that smoke was screaming. It's not screaming like you would if you were scared, but it's like a painful scream from a thick puff of smoke. Entry 19. Sorry, I cut the last entry short, but at the end of the entry, the thicker smoke spoke. It said some things out of context. Things like, "Release them, dark heart," and "Open this place." I got freaked out and I just ran down and almost broke my leg falling. Due to my frantic sprint, I am now 3/4 of the way there, so I'll update this when I get there. Entry 20. I got there and my fears were right. I just didn't have the guts to say it here. There isn't any welding equipment. Nothing, and before I checked the dynamite, and of course there was nothing there either. I'm trapped down here with that screaming cloud. I don't know what to do. I can't go back up. It hurts too much to go up as my leg is of course broken. I have to accept this. I protected everyone from this smoke, but I couldn't save myself. So, goodbye.